everyone, Amer here again with another Mission Impossible episode review. This time I'm reviewing Season 1, Episode 20, which is called The Legend. This is going to be a fun one. Strap yourself in. So, to start off with, Dan gets his instructions from an out-of-service elevator panel. The mission: take down a group of Nazis who are assembling in South America after finishing their jail sentences. So the usual team is assembled, minus Willie, whose dossier is seen under Barney's briefly, but not selected, I guess, for some reason. Dan will go in as one of the Nazis, Dr. Rayner, with Cinnamon as his daughter Ilsa. The real Rayners will be held in custody until the mission is done. So Dan and Cinnamon arrive at a chateau in South America and find that it is the real deal. There's Nazi regalia inside, and they meet the very confident and stern Friedrich Rudd. Rudd takes them to a room with their other officials, and then takes the whole group to the commandant's room, where they see a shadowy figure in a bed. They're told it is Hitler's secretary, Martin Bormann. Bormann tells them that he is still recovering from a plane crash, and that Rudd will be in charge until he is ready. That night, as Rudd and the Nazis discuss plans, Cinnamon starts a fire in her room as a distraction, allowing Dan the opportunity to go into Bormann's room with a pistol to investigate. But the door is electrified and sends him into shock. Rudd finds him there, demanding to know what he's up to, and Dan explains that he was concerned for Bormann's safety when he heard the alarms, and he would like to apologize to Bormann for the trouble. Rudd tells him to forget it and attend to Ilsa. Cinnamon sends a signal to Rollin and Barney to get them ready. Rudd tells the crew that they will be assigned to cities in Germany to recruit members to start their new movement. Dr. Rayner doesn't attend the Hitler nostalgia session that evening, claiming that he is ill, and Ilsa speaks to Rudd about understanding the sacrifice he has made for their movement, and that he can't afford to trust anyone because of the whole great power carrying great responsibility thing, or something like that. She hints that she is more than willing to help him be part of a new generation to carry on the work of the Nazis in World War II. Rollin and Barney set up a bunch of explosions so that the chateau residents think they're being attacked. That allows Dan to get into Bormann's room through the balcony window. He is surprised to find that Bormann is just a dummy, and that Rudd has been using taped messages to put on a show. Rudd returns to Bormann's room and Dan is able to hide, so Rudd is satisfied that things are still on the up and up. Cinnamon sneaks out of the house, getting past one of the other Nazis by brandishing a copy of Mein Kampf. Rollin arrives and confirms that he's ready to proceed with his part of the plan. Cinnamon talks to Rudd again and says that they have so much in common, and she reiterates that she really wants to be by his side. A noise is heard in Bormann's room, but nothing is found as Rollin is able to hide. Cinnamon shows Rudd a picture of Ilsa as a young girl with Hitler, and reiterates that he can count on her. The next morning, Rudd puts a Bormann dummy in a wheelchair, setting up one of his tapes to give a speech to the others from the balcony. Dan activates a button later that causes a wheelchair to move around by itself as a signal to Rollin, as Rudd gives the group final instructions. Dan asks if they can see the Commandant one last time before they leave. All of a sudden, Rollin enters as Bormann and greets his guests. To say that Rudd is gobsmacked would be a gross understatement, to the point where he demands to know who Bormann is and demands that the guards arrest him, recoiling from his approach. The others look at Bormann with adulation. Rollin takes Rudd's keys and has the guard take Rudd to his room to rest. Cinnamon arrives with something to help Rudd sleep, and Rudd shows her the Bormann dummy still in his bed, claiming that Rollin is an imposter. Cinnamon says she believes him, and distracts the guard so Rudd can head downstairs to confront the imposter. Rudd tries to get the Nazis to listen to him, but as they are completely engaged with Rollin at this point, Rollin countermands Rudd's directives for the officials and start ripping up papers as Cinnamon enters. Rudd shoots Bormann and is punched by General von Kram. Dan says he and Ilsa will attend to getting Bormann buried and advises the others to clean up the mess and disappear before police arrive. Rudd admits to the others that he was the mastermind all along and begs them, I'm going to put in a video, This line is just so unbelievably corny.
Let me be your Führer! Let me be your Führer! Let me be your Führer! Let me be your Führer!
Yeah, one guess, no prizes as to how well that works. Screams are heard as the IMF drives away. Mission accomplished. I'm going to give this episode a grade of a B+. I was going to rate it much higher, and when I was doing my first set of rankings of episodes, it was significantly higher. Let me kind of go through this with you here. Good. The final scene with Rollin showing up as Martin Bormann is just so tremendous. It is probably the singular best moment of the first season. That is just like, oh wow, holy crap, what's going to happen now sort of thing. It's great. Even on rewatch, I mean, I knew it was coming, but it's still just so fantastic to watch as you see just what happens around the room. And I don't know, I just can't say enough good things about that scene. I love it. It's great. And just, of course, sets the whole rest of the thing in motion. Another thing that was really good is right at the beginning, or towards the beginning, when Dan, Dan goes into Bormann's room after Cinnamon has kind of started a fire. He goes in with a gun to ostensibly to assassinate Bormann, but gets an electric shock because the room's fence is electrified, and it looks like, oh my gosh, dang it, they're in real trouble now, or at least Dan is in real trouble now. What's going to happen? I remember the very first time when I saw this episode, I was like, boy, I don't know. This is, I thought everything was going to hell in the first 10 minutes, and I was really kind of worried. That part I think is really, really, really well done. Normally something that I would say is bad, but it's actually not. All of the talking between Cinnamon and Rudd, in many episodes, it would just be padding. It is a little bit, but here it is so necessary to the story, because the whole gist of the story and how the IMF is going to turn the tables on Rudd is for him to be manipulated by Cinnamon, that he has to see his mission through, and now he's got the added thing of, oh my gosh, okay, I have to accomplish this mission, because now I've got this girl over here who's going to be, in his mind, his Eva Braun, and oh my gosh, I found her, I can't let her down. Even in the end, you can see that Rudd is a little bit hesitant, and it's like, when he's going to confront Bormann, he's not sure, like, should I do it? What should I do? Whatever. And then all of a sudden, Cinnamon walks in the room, and now he's like, I can really feel it. It's like, you know what? I can't look bad in front of my woman. I think he's really, I can feel that he's really feeling that kind of primal feeling that I have to do this now, because there's no way on God's green earth I'm going to look bad in front of her. And that's what kind of makes all of that conversation, which would normally not be so great, and I would call it repetitive, and it is a little repetitive, but here it is very, very important for the plot. What I don't really want to say that it's bad, but I will call this bad. The dummy of Bormann is just so fake and obvious, and it would be impossible for anybody to be fooled the way that these Nazis are. It's I don't know. It's just not good, and that does bring this down a peg. The main thing, though, that would keep this away from getting an A or an A-, which I would normally give it, is despite the fact that it's a good story, it's really, really well told. Rudd has the obvious flaw of being very, very, very lame. He's a borderline schmuck. I don't know if I would call him a complete schmuck, because he is manipulated very, very cleverly by the IMF. It doesn't happen just by accident. But Rudd is not very, very clever. He hasn't thought it through. There are a lot of things in his plan that could have gone awry at any time. So I can't say that he a top quality villain. He is not in terms of the intelligence here. That's overshadowed again by the really great plot and the way that this episode is laid out. But I can't really say that Rudd is a smart villain, not in any way, shape, or form. So that's why I'm going to settle on a grade of a B+ for this. Thanks everybody for watching this one. Please like this episode, or please like my review of this episode, this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments if you disagree with anything I said. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I'm looking forward to continuing here. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.